Hey y'all, I'm Hannah. I really love public transit and birds. I want you to love it too. So I'm going to tell you about the amazing public transit we have in New York City. So when you say New York City Transit, most people think about the subway. The subway started in 1904. The fare was 5 cents. The subway is overseen by the Metropolitan Transportation Authority, or MTA. The MTA also runs railroads in the region, plus the bus network and bridges and tunnels. There are 472 subway stations, and by ridership, our subway system is the largest in North America. In 2023, 1.15 billion people rode the subway. That's billion with a B. Daily ridership for the subway is about 3.6 million people. Buses have about 1.4 million riders each day. People have set world records by visiting every station in the system on a single fare, which at this point takes more than 22 hours. Only about 30% of stations are accessible with elevators, ramps, and auto gates. The MTA has been really focused on improving this in recent years, which is great because 30% is really low. The subway runs 24 hours a day, and it has since it started, with the exception of about a year during the early days of the COVID pandemic. We finally have contactless payment in New York. It's called Omni, which stands for One Metro New York. Omni rolled out in 2019, and it will eventually replace the Metro card. The Metro card has been around since 1996, and before that, people used tokens to pay for the subway. The governor controls the subway. Most people understandably think it's the mayor of New York, but no. And that means there's a big disconnect here because the state government is based in Albany, upstate, not New York City. Keep an eye out for art when you're riding transit, especially the subway, because part of restoring transit station includes funding for public art. The installations are made out of durable materials that are found throughout the system, including ceramic tile, bronze, steel, and glass. An especially unique experience is walking through the graffiti tunnel at 191st Street on the One in Washington Heights. New Yorkers, this is for you. Tips for getting the most out of your transit system. You ready? Okay. Wait for people to get off the train before you get on it. When you get on the train, move to the center of the car to make room for other people. And for heaven's sake, take your backpack off. Know that weekend schedules differ from weekday ones, and some trains don't even run on weekends. So if you're not sure, be sure to check before you leave. If you have a pre-tax benefit card for commuter benefits, set up your card to use with Omni. So in the US, the benefits card that we get isn't contactless, unfortunately, so you can't just tap it at an Omni reader. But what you can do is add it to your digital wallet, and then you can set that card as your default transit payment method. Turnstiles in New York, but also just transit systems all over the world, will automatically charge that card and you don't have to authenticate. Make sure you use the same card or device when you tap at an Omni reader so all of your fares go toward what's called a fare cap. This basically means that you pay the full fare per tap, usually $2.90 if you're taking the subway, up to $34. And then after that point, every tap within a 7-day period is free, which is awesome. And this is great. You can pay for other people's fares as well. This is a totally legal thing to do. The MTA has periodically done campaigns around swipe it forward for other people. The best way to do this is when you're leaving a station. Look for people who might be standing near the turnstiles, and you can even just make a little swipe motion like you would with a Metro card. And they'll usually, just nod and thank you. So you can tap your device behind you as you're leaving. That person will go through the turnstile, and that fare gets counted towards your fare cap. You should never get in an empty train car at rush hour. There's a reason it's empty, trust me. If you ever want to have an MTA employee nearby while you're riding a train, look for the zebra sign on the platform. It's going to be in the middle of the train where the train stops. You'll look up and you'll see this black and white striped sign. That's where the conductor stops, at the platform, so you can get into the same car as the conductor and have somebody nearby. A few apps are super helpful. CityMapper is the best app for day-to-day transit planning. The MTA app has very up-to-date arrival time info and info about planned work and unplanned service disruptions. Train Time is the best app for Long Island Railroad and Metro North, including buying tickets, very convenient. And Google Maps is pretty decent, especially just for quick route reference. One of my favorite tips, buy a city ticket to get to JFK on the Long Island Railroad. It will cost you a grand total of between $5 and $7. Public transit is one of the best parts of New York City. I hope you ride it and appreciate it even when it's a total nightmare sometimes. Hear that, San Francisco? Yo. And I want to give a shout out to my filming partner and fellow transit stan and spouse, Kent.
4 on a pot.
On the hot dog?
Yeah.
Nice. We spent a lot of time on transit and we loved most of it.
If the sky that we look on should tumble and fall, the mountain should tumble to the sea. One more time. See,